Hello, everyone, and welcome to this extra reading on the blue flame energy. And this is in relation to the earthquakes that we've seen in California lately. That is not so far away from Mount Shasta. And we have been working a lot in my readings with the Agarthans, and it is said that the Agarthans reside inside Earth. And as I mentioned many times before, they are seen as their ancestors were initially Atlanteans and Lemurian, coming from those two areas. They were refugees from those two areas, Atlantis and Lemuria, and they were therefore survivors from those civilizations. And it has got to do with Atlantis' destruction. And now the Agarthans are viewed as a highly advanced, multidimensional and sophisticated civilization. And as I mentioned before, it resides inside the Earth. So they only come out when it's really necessary. And it is said that they have been here only a few times because us humans, we're just too violent, we're too competitive, we argue, and we are just not in peace with ourselves. So, from Lisa Porter's book here, it is said that that the Agarthans are looking forward to the human collective ascension of consciousness, which cosmically also affects all ETs according to their developmental level. They will then be participating in the cleaning up and healing of human surface dwellers, okay? And in alliance with other benevolent ETs, the Agarthans are gatekeepers of the halls of Amenti, the ancient self-regulating cosmic portals, stargates, that cannot be entered until initiates of all species have ascended consciousness, which is also called Christos, in their energy field, okay? And they are, it is said that that Telos is one of the divine citadels of the Agarthans, located beneath Mount Shasta, where they live a fruitful, serene, and abundant lifestyle, as we can also see on this card, far superior to surface dwellers. And they typically stand anywhere up to 12 feet in height. Inner Earth's flora, fauna, and vegetation is one of the finest and purest nutritional quality found anywhere, and they live up to around 800 years or more. And they typically the very oldest do not appear older than 40 years of age in the flesh. I mean, who wouldn't like to look like that? The citadels are crystalline and magical to the eye, while being totally free from any toxins whatsoever. They mostly avoid traveling to surface Earth due to the energetic harshness and toxins, though they do visit when need be. And so what I'm asking myself is that with the earthquakes that we've seen recently in California, not so far away from Mount Shasta, could that be an energy field? Could that be the energy field of the Agarthans? Is something coming through? I mean, when these energies start to get tangible, it's also when we start to question a lot, and say, no, that's not real. It's just something that we're working with. It's just the energy we're working with. It's not something tangible. It's not something that is eventually going to show up. But it is. But because whatever we're sending out there intentionally through our visions, through our words, through dreaming, or however we may send energy out there. Remember, when we say send out prayers, where do we send them? We send them into heaven. What is heaven? That is space. Okay, and eventually through telepathic alignment, we will sooner or later come into some kind of dialogue, though I think personally it's going to take many hundred years before we get there. But who knows? Again, anything is possible. So I'm just asking myself, what are these earthquakes really about in regard to these blue flame reading that we've been doing? in here. So thank you so much for tuning in again with me and sharing some of your precious minutes with me. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I think it's really important now that also for those of you who've had extra terrestrial experiences, that you also start to speak about it, and that we maybe together in this forum through this channel that we can gather some extra energy to really get this out there and start to question these things. I know that the Congress in the US has opened up to questions about what the military really knows about UFOs, their encounter with it. Maybe are they working with it? How are they working with it, and how are they using the technology? Do we already see some kind of that extraterrestrial technology used in just some hidden ways? You know, a lot of questions about this. So I'm just a normal citizen. I'm placed in Denmark. I'm just asking questions from what I have experienced and from what I'm feeling. And I'm spending a lot of my time to dive more into this. What are people all over the world, how are they, what kind of experiences do they have, how do they regard this, what kind of experts are not being heard in mainstream media, and so on. So today in this video I'm just gonna do a short reading. I'm just gonna pull some cards, some astrology cards, some tarot cards, to try to see specifically if there are any messages about this. And lastly, I'll pull some personal cards to see how this is showing up in our personal life. You know, what kind of life areas are we meant to have a greater look on through this energy coming forth. If it's coming forth, I'm not saying that it is, but I'm just asking questions here, okay? And then we can all start to see if it's had some kind of effect, you know, if there's something to it. But we also have the blue color here. So to me, in a personal way, I feel very closely connected and have been for many years to the blue color or the light blue color. So let's pull some astrology cards to see what's coming out here. Okay, we have 2 cards coming out. And as I've been saying a lot of stuff is going on in the world. It's obvious to everyone right now. We have a lot of conflicts, wars, debates, discussions, just a lot of changes and a lot of things coming to the surface, okay? Which means that we can end up being confused, and maybe through the COVID going on also and other sicknesses as well, it seems to confuse us, and it seems to confuse our feelings, so that we are always being distracted from what life is really all about. So let's just have a look at the 2 cards coming out, and we have 2 house cards here, and the house cards in the astrology is always pointing to the life areas, okay? So there's definitely some kind of life area issue going on here. The first area to come out is the 9th house. So this is really about, don't know if you can see it, the 9th house. This is about, as it says on the card, this is broadening your horizons, either spiritually, academically, or on a long journey. So in the 9th house, it is about our own life philosophy. It's where we are trying to think on, you know, broadening our horizons on that. What is our life philosophy? What should it be about? This is also about knowledge in many different areas. It's expanding on that areas as well, to take more knowledge in. Right now there is coming something forth. And here also in the 9th house we have Sagittarius energies and we have Jupiter. So look for those energies in your chart, but definitely first and foremost have a look in your 9th house and see what's going on there of energy, or any energies or any kind of planet positions. As always, I have left the link down below so that you can easily find your natal chart, or please, if you have a comment or a question, please place it down below the video. I'll do my best to try to answer that. And in the 9th house, it is about taking quantum leaps. It's Jupiter. We are taking in a lot. It's this gigantic gas planet, and here we really need to keep our balance so that we do not explode, that we do not take too much in. But right now we really need to broaden our horizon, and maybe look for more knowledge, or some knowledge is coming forth. I feel this is something on the inside, so really keep an extra eye on what's going on within you. Do you feel that all of a sudden you just know something, you haven't read anything about it, you haven't heard about it on the radio or television or something like that, you just know it? Or you find that when you start to read something about an issue or a theme, it just comes to you. It comes to you very easily. You learn very easily, okay? This is also about our judgment and also religious systems. So that could be something about those issues as well, but definitely that we are now broadening our horizons. We are taking in more knowledge. We want to know more. And the second card coming out is the third house. And what is interesting in this is that the third and ninth houses are sister, what we call sister houses, because here we have Sagittarius, and opposite in the chart we have Gemini, which is residing in the third house, where we have Mercury, where we say that Mercury is a smaller traveler, Jupiter is the bigger traveler, Mercury is the little brother, Jupiter is the bigger brother, so something like that. But they are actually also working together. Even though they're opposite in the chart, it doesn't mean that their energies are opposite. It just means that if you have a problem in your ninth house, you can go to your third house, or vice versa, and you can find the answer to your problem in your sister sign or in your sister house there. So also do that if you find that there is something going on in your life right now, because this energy could also be the resolution of that, actually. So the third house is about keeping things small. It's about our local neighborhood. It's about our potential to learn something. It's information. It's like the local library going rogue. It's like you're becoming it's like information moving around in our lives so fast. And also be careful to keep your balance here, because it could be a lot of gossip. So these earthquakes and whatever the energy might be about it, we don't know. I'm just asking questions. There could be something, as we have Mercury going retrograde right now, there could be information, what you call it, withheld or held back. Okay, so I'm sorry about my English sometimes. I hope that you can understand what I'm saying. Okay, so there is important information, maybe that is not coming forth, it's hidden, or it's something that has been, they have had, there's been it's kind of misunderstandings, or that it's been in delay. And I feel very much that there's something here that has been in delay because they don't want to show themselves, because there's so much, pardon my French, but so much shit going on in the world right now that we have never seen anything like it, okay? So they don't want to turn up just like that, but I feel that this is a preparation for a visible sight, okay? So the third house is that there is new information coming in now, and we should definitely explore on that, look more into that, go to the library, look more, be more concrete, go more into the details here, because Mercury is also ruling in the zodiac sign of Virgo, where it's the earth energy, a slow moving energy. Here in the third house in Gemini, it's air energy, it's very fast. Both signs here are masculine, fire and air, so, or both houses here, they're very masculine, forward, outgoing, forward moving, outgoing energies, okay? Physical action, but on a mental level, physical action over here and mental activity over here. So when Mercury is in Virgo, it's slowing down. It wants to go into the details. It wants to read that page another time to get it right. We want to check up on whatever is coming out here. With Mercury retrograde right now, we want to check things. We want to factor check, to check the facts, okay? Another time. And we want to make sure that it's truthful what's coming out there. So please look in whatever is showing up for you in many different ways. That can be very different for all of us. However it's showing up, look more into that. Expand your insights here, okay? Whether it is something to do with spirituality or a biology or chemistry or languages or history, whatever it is that's showing up for you, because it doesn't have to be the same for all of us. But definitely new information coming in here. Okay, so let's pull some tarot cards to see if we can get some more information out of this. So we have, maybe some of you are born in these two signs, Sagittarius or Gemini. I definitely the other day had a very concrete, I don't know, message or whatever we should call it, but I was really drawn to my zodiac sign, and for many days now in a row I have been looking at my watch at the exact same time that is my birth date. Okay, so there is something going on, maybe whatever it is that you have been experiencing. Okay, so we have 4 cards coming out, so maybe the number 4 is important for some of you as well. The first card to come out is from the Minor Arcana, and that is pointing to the 4 elements, the zodiac sign energies and our life areas. Okay, so we have Knight of Swords coming in here, and he is a fast moving energy. The swords are a reference to the air zodiac signs. Besides Gemini, that would be Libra and Aquarius. So that is coming out here with a very fierce energy. He can become almost hostile. Again, the swords is back to our mentality, our communication through how we are using our words, both through speaking and writing. It's about how we understand things. It's very much a mental energy, how we see things. And he's coming out being quite fierce. He's moving again with his instincts, but on a mental level. Okay, whatever it is that is showing up for us right now on a mental level in our thinking patterns or through words we're using or people that we are meeting in our everyday lives on a daily basis, listen to what they're saying. Listen to what's going on in your community, because there could be something here that you really want to look more into. And this card is telling us to be resilient, to really be assertive here, to follow through on that. Okay, I don't know, resilient, if that was the right word. Okay, but to be assertive, to go for it, to go after it, to keep looking more into it. Okay, whatever the information may be. Okay, and then we have a card from the Major Arcana, card number 15, the Devil upside down. I'll just show you the card in its upright position. So upside down, it is talking about anxiety, black magic, perversities like that. Perversity, I don't know, something being pervert. Okay, that's a very black energy coming in here. Okay, but it's calling for also anxiety. It's something that might want to that not want to, but that maybe makes us feel anxious. Okay, and also what was I supposed? I had something on my mind here. What was it? Okay, but it's something that could make us anxious. Okay, and that's pretty clear that with the bigger energies, it can make us quite nervous. But from the Major Arcana, this is always the cards telling us about the major energies that are coming in. So it's a major energy, maybe of anxiety, of maybe even I feel that there's a pushback of maybe black magic or something like that. There's something coming up here. Because people can, with Mercury retrograde, maybe it's misunderstood as something like that. They're saying that you should definitely prepare yourselves for that energy to be called that. It will show up like that in many people's minds, because that's what we've been told. We've been told not to believe anything of this, that it's not real, it's not going on. The next card coming out here is 7 of Swords. And then lastly, we have 5 of Wands. So again, with the Wands here, fire element here, also back to the 9th house. So definitely we have a lot of mental stuff going on, a lot of communication. So what they are saying is, I feel the Agarthans or their energy, whatever it is right now we're connecting more with, we're coming into alignment with, is that it's something that we should definitely pursue, okay, or purchase, sorry. We should definitely go after that, okay, and it's coming in very swiftly, okay. So whatever it's showing up like that energy. So maybe you want to look out where you have in your charts Gemini, Libra, Aquarian energies, and go with it intuitively, okay, really sit with it, because then you will probably hear the answer, you will feel more connected to the energy. But the major energy coming in here could make us feel anxious, but we got to follow through on that, because for some people it will show up as black magic because they do not understand. Remember, Mercury retrograde right now. They might misunderstand it, okay. And just know that there's a reason why you feel anxious, just because, you know, it's different. And we've been working with this energy for a long time, and when it starts to show, we all get a little bit, you know, maybe freaked out for a while, but we need to follow through on it, move through that anxiety zone, to keep looking for the truth, with Seven of Swords is asking us to do that, follow through on that, move through towards the truth. There is something truthful about this coming out, okay. And with Five of Wands, we are back to the fire element zodiac signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So also look out for those astrological energies in your charts. This is again fire, reference back to relationships, our physical bodies, and our creativity in life, the life force energy that we are taking with us, and also how are we feeding our life force energy? What kind of people are we surrounding ourselves with? How do we go about life in a creative way? And how do we feed our physical body in a manner that allows this electrical plasma energy to move freely in our bodies, to make us able to take concrete action whenever that is needed, okay? So with Five of Wands, this is telling us that we really need to stay committed right now, that it's going to take great effort, okay? Great physical effort. And also, when we are looking for the truth on a mental level, we're trying to read, we're trying to communicate that. It takes a lot of physical effort for us to follow through on that, but we really need we just need to do whatever needs to be done, because it's truthful. We need to follow up on the truth, follow through on that, okay? Whatever words are coming in for you right now, or whatever the knowledge, there is some kind of truth in that, and we need to follow through on that, okay? And again, that can be different for all of us individually, okay? Please share your experiences down in the comment field down below if you want to, because I think it's very important that we share our experiences, okay? So with Five of Wands, it is going to take great effort, okay? Physical action is required here. We need to do something about this, okay? So let's just finish the reading by pulling a personal card to see if we can get some more information out on what this is about, if there's some extra info on these life areas. So, and also here with Gemini and Sagittarius, we got the twin energy going on. We have first card out, card number 13. So again, 3. Maybe 1, 3, or 4 could have, again it makes 4, right? So maybe 1, 3, or 4 could have a specific meaning for many of you out there. So this is about putting all our investments, and I actually feel that this is about all the energy that we have put into these readings, or all the energies that we are now putting into all this kind of work. We will see it pay off, okay? And this is a very masculine energy. So again, back to this swords, wands cards going on with masculine energy, which means it's forward moving, it's outgoing, it wants to move, okay? So it's gonna pay off. And then we have card number 32. So we're 1, 2, 3 here. This is talking about despair. Exactly. Why is it that no one is hiring us? Why are no one asking for us? It's going to pay off, and it's got something to do with us right now being in despair. We need to do something. Okay, let's just pull one last card to see what's coming out here. All right, let's just jump up here. Okay, so 3 again, marriage. Things are going to blossom. Okay, we will find that when we go through with the truth, we will find that all our investments in that hard work, putting all our resources and our effort into that, it will start to pay off. It will start to help us maybe move out of this despair. And I feel very much the masculine energies here. And over here, there will be a marriage of the masculine and the feminine. The yin yang energies are just 2 sides coming into one, maybe making another 3, right? 1 + 1 may be 3, but something is going to blossom. Now, the bottom cards of the tarot deck is 7 of Pentacles. So we are building up in optimism here. We are in our materialistic lives here. We are having a reference to the earth. We are building up in optimism, but there are duties to be done right now. We need to look at that, and also about charity, giving out and receiving charity. It's very important, but we are building up optimistically on the earth. That's why they're coming. Maybe they're coming up. How you see that? There are blue colors here. So maybe the Agarthans are coming up here from the inside earth. Definitely some of the energies. Maybe go for a walk or go out in nature and be close to trees. Maybe we'll find more answers there. And the bottom card of this deck I have used here is card number 29, so that could also be an 11. This is talking about imprisonment. That's what this is all about, that we will blossom above that, we'll come above that, but we really need to put all our efforts into whatever information we see and we pick up on right now. And also I'd like to add that with the swords and the wands, the fire and air zodiac signs, we could also pick up on things very clairvoyantly. Okay, so maybe you want to look into that as well. So just be creative on how you are going about this, and don't let anyone distract you, because I feel it's a balancing act here of what's showing up right now. Some feel very strongly about it. It's black magic. It's not true. It's just something black and destructive, where it's really something that just makes us nervous, and that can keep many people away from looking more into it. And we need to overcome that, especially those of you who are watching here. I feel that we can overcome that definitely, and start to look more into the truth and really give it all we got. Okay, so this was just an extra message on this, because I have noticed the earthquakes in California, and I was just curious, because I think there is so much going on that's just weird right now in the world, right? So we need to ask questions if we want to expand our awareness or expand our consciousness. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for follow through on this reading, and for spending some minutes with me in here. I'm wishing you all the best out there. Remember to go with whatever is showing up for you on a mental level. Okay, really pay attention to what's going on in your community, whatever is being communicated. It could be sort of an information flow that we are moving into right now, where we are picking up on different things, not necessarily related to each other, but it's just boom, it's just there, and we know we want to, or we need to follow up on that. So take great care of yourselves out there in these great times of great changes. Okay, so thank you so much, and bye for now.